morning, good morning, good morning. You know who this is? Chris James. Sunday, July 4th. Oh! You celebrate America, right? You celebrate America. You know, fireworks, you know, independence, all that good stuff. We fought, this country fought against the tyranny so that we can be able to live the lives that we choose, a free life. Oh man, a free life. Damn, ain't nothing free in this world. Like me, money isn't free. There's no such thing as free money. Somebody is always working for money, right? So, me, I never need to steal someone else's hard-earned money, or I never needed to manipulate someone into giving me money. But, you know, as a targeted individual, well, they take your finances because they try to break you down physically, mentally, and financially. They basically try to destroy your very livelihood just for speaking up against these secret society, occult, covert, electronic harassment, cyber holocaust. I mean, look, I was supposed to have got paid on Friday morning, never got my direct deposit. I called my job. They gave me a tracer number for my money to find out where it went. My pay stub, it shows that it went to the checking account that it was supposed to go to. I mean, unless it was a human error and they put in the wrong digit or something, I don't know. But here it is. Sunday, still not paid, right? Pardon? What does look like? I don't even know what the hell she just said, but that's probably a game stuff anyway. So, anyway. Yeah. So now, I say, you know what? They're going to take a hard-working man. It's not like I'm out here begging for money. I'm out here working. And I haven't been able to buy food. And hell, during the pandemic, I couldn't even get food stamps. Not even $100. So, yeah. I'm out here still working. Not knowing if next Friday I'm going to get my paycheck anyway. But I'm still working. Right? And I'm just like, this is what they do. They try to destroy you, and it's not like it's a handful of people. I mean, it's like 3 or 4 people that handle the electronic parts of it all, but they have a network of people that work within, you know, finances, medical, law enforcement. They got all these people working in these different sectors just to basically set you up for failure for your entire life. And I'm not the only one. At least of all the people here in New York City, I've actually come across at least 77 other targeted individuals, whether it was, you know, through meetups or just speaking to them online. They're living all over the city. Talking about Long Island, the Bronx, Brooklyn, Queens, Manhattan, Staten Island. All these people are being covertly harassed and having their very livelihoods basically destroyed little by little. Friends and family that they knew for years turning against them. Nobody wants to speak to them no more, including myself. and you try to tell people about what's going on, and they look at you like you crazy. You try to go to the hospitals and try to see if you can get some help for something, and they misdiagnose you as a paranoid schizophrenic. And I'm just like, by the grace of God, with this sun shining out right now, that's about to hit me. I just worked a double shift yesterday, 16 hours. And I think the last time I ate was like a pot of beans I still had in my fridge. It was like the last of the beans. So I'm like running low on food supply in the house. I guess maybe I'll have to hit up a food pantry or something like that. Because I'm not going to keep asking people for money, especially when I don't know when I'm going to be able to actually get some money. Or get my paycheck, because I work. I'm not begging for money. I work for my money. And then even if I do borrow money from somebody, I pay it right back. So I'm just like, to the original gang stalkers or electronic handlers that live in my building in the Bronx, don't worry. Y'all gonna sit in y'all high places, push all the buttons that y'all need to, and I'm basically just gonna use up my own resources, whatever I got left, until there's nothing left, because I'm not going to keep asking people for stuff when I actually have the means and the willpower to create my own opportunities. But when someone is actually trying to basically prevent you from being able to, live the life of your choosing, because they have a specific, agenda for you. Because I don't see why someone has to be forced into joining the NYPD. Why does someone have to be tortured and forced to join the NYPD? They're not always, fighting crime. They're not always doing stuff. They're like, oh, you're supposed to be a police officer. And I'm like, if you look back in history, you can look some of this stuff up. Social engineering, mind control, especially when you're, being forced, using pain as a deterrent because you're not listening to instructions. I kid you not, I can't make this up. You can look it up. The patents are already online. I kid you not, it's not just the United States. It's in the UK. It's in Australia. It's in New Zealand, India, China, Japan. It's all over the world. August 29th is Targeted Individuals Day. Pay attention to the internet and look up Targeted Individuals Day on August 29th. You can see videos of other people from all over the world who have literally the same exact story as what I'm telling you. Not just men, not just women, but it's young boys, it's elderly men, it's young girls, it's elderly women, and all of these people are being tormented as if it's like some type of experiment. And I'm like, God knows I don't do nothing to nobody. I don't harass no one. I don't sexually harass anyone. I don't attack anyone. I barely even talk to that many people. I'm very cool. I'm very cordial, personable. I don't do anything to anyone. But you got these people out here who's trying to socially engineer me into something I don't want to do. If you don't want to do a job, but you're content with the job that you're already doing, no one should be forcing you to do something you don't want to do. That's for one, that goes against like several human rights. Human rights. We're not even talking about the constitutional rights right now. We're talking human rights. And when I tell you United Nations is already holding meetings and conferences about these direct energy weapons, about the global harassment going on with several people. And it amazes me because it always seems to be people who are either extremely intelligent or extremely spiritual, or a lot of times they're kind of poor working class people, but yet the wealthy seems to go untouched. That's how you know where the funding comes from. So I'm just saying, everybody in this city is trying to call me a snitch. Which is funny because I've never been a snitch in my entire life until I moved into my new apartment. And then all this harassment stuff started when they decided you're supposed to become a police officer. But I said, no, why would I become a police officer if someone is using technology to try to transmit thoughts and ideas into my head using frequencies? And then I started to learn about optogenics, and they're literally hacking people's biofrequencies. So like your optic nerve, they can see everything you see, hear everything you hear. Hell, they could probably smell everything you smell. So, I don't know. Right now, I told myself, you know what, I got the idea from a fellow PR. His name is George. You know, cool Mexican American dude. And he was just like, yo, I think we need to go on a hunger strike to bring awareness to targeted individuals. And I said, well, that sounds cool. And then next thing you know, shortly after I started but understanding that there are certain materials that might actually be strong enough to block and shield against these frequencies. When the handlers found out, they was like, oh no, he's starting to find out too much. We need to stop him from being able to make money. So they cleaned out my checking account. Whatever money I had, it was about $500. Then they basically, I guess they're intercepting my direct deposit, so it doesn't go into my checking account at all, which should have been close to about $900, you know. And I work hard for my money. I don't beg people for money. I'm not begging no one for nothing. So, and nothing against, you know, homeless people who beg or whatever. But I'm just the type of person, if I have the will, I'm going to find a way to work for mine. That's just me. Nothing against homeless people that beg. You know, because I actually ran across a couple of homeless people who make some pretty good money begging for money. I ain't gonna lie. They tell me they make some pretty good money. You know, especially if you catch, you know, you find the right train station, you know, with the right foot traffic. But anyway, so I just need to make sure everybody knows that as the days go by, I'm gonna keep working. And I'm going to allow myself to just not eat. Like, I'm just not going to eat because I'm working and I make my own money. How is it I can't buy food? If I work and I make money, how is it that I can't buy food? You know, some would say, go to a food pantry. And I'm just like, I shouldn't have to. I make money. I shouldn't have to go to a food pantry. So you know what? I said, I'm going to just go ahead and keep video documenting my experiences through this whole thing, you know. And me, I don't know how long this might last. You know, right now, my rent is due, and they got my money held up, or they stole it, whatever the case may be. So I might end up getting evicted by the end of July. Who knows? Maybe by the end of August, which is odd because my lease runs out by the end of September. So I was gonna be on my way out anyway. So I'm like, yeah. This is just my story. I'm just telling my story. And anyone who doesn't believe me, you're going to be forced to believe me when all of this comes crumbling down. Because like all things, and like all societies that dwell in evilness, they all have to come collapsing down, because that's just what God does. You can only reign over the world for but so long. That's why they always have to regroup and become even more covert. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. And remember, as always, target individuals, one breath, one step, one thought, one day at a time, and keep that love flowing. Keep that love flowing. All right.